Today we will discuss about How I Met Your Mom. Just kidding. So, today we'll discuss some interesting book about problem solving. And this podcast gonna be specifically based on the book which came from 20th century, which called The Art of Problem Solving by Russell Ackoff, if I'm pronouncing correctly. Don't don't let the age fool you because of the this old ass book. These books are like that old toolbox in your garage, and that's got tools for got the fucking shit. That's got tools you forgot existed, but change everything once you see them. Sorry, use them, but also see. So, Ackoff was a system thinker who treated problems like interconnected messes, not isolated headaches. And we gotta pull out 10 unique tips straight from his playbook. Nothing obvious like, brainstorm more, each with a casual breakdown and real life story of how it plays out. No filler, just stuff you can apply tomorrow, whether you're fixing a stale project at work or like untangling family drama. So, let's dive into this. Tip number one: do not have problems. No. Hunt down those sneaky self imposed constraints that box you in and smash them to unlock wild creativity. Ackoff says we all slap invisible limits on ourselves from years of schooling and habits, like assuming a problem has to be solved in a certain way, cause that's how it's always done. The hack: question every obvious rule. Is it really impossible or just in your head? And there's obvious rule, if you can't handle some problem with the same method, doesn't make sense to double down or triple down. Just try another method. In real life, think about that classic elevator gripe or grip. Sorry for my broken English. In high rises, people bitching about long waits instead of like a dumping cash on more elevators, the knee-jerk fix. Some building manager realized the real issue was boredom during waits. Bam, install mirrors so folks can check themselves out for like check themselves out, or people watch. Wait times didn't change, but complaints vanished. I used this on a freelance gig where my client was stuck on we can't afford new software for inventory woes. We questioned it, realized they could repurpose free tools that tools they already had, and boom, efficiency spiked without a dime spent. So the next tip from this book, I can tell you that it's got to be about go for so-called dissolution over just solving, redesign the whole damn system so the problem can't even exist anymore. Ackoff ranks this as a top tier move. Don't patch holes, rebuild the boat. And it's not about like a fighting symptoms. It's nuking the root by rethinking the environment. Unique twist. It prevents future BS by making the setup ideal from the jump. And what's the real world hit? Ackoff talks urban transport messes like projecting traffic trends showing cities grinding to a halt. Instead of adding lanes, which just invites more cars, they solve it by redesigning with mini vehicles or integrated public systems that make congestion obsolete. I saw these in action at a body startup drawing on an email overload, and rather than a better filter, so called, they dissolved it by switching to a Slack like hub with auto tagging and AI summaries. Proof: no more inbox hell, and team collab jumped 40%. Next tip: treat problem as messes, tangled webs of issues, and map them holistically instead of picking them apart analytically. Ackoff warns that slicing things up loses the big picture. Systems thinking connects the dot for deeper fixes. Non-obvious angle messes evolve, so your map needs to flex. Example from the book: a company diversifying products thinks it's solving market risk, but ignores how it messes with the core ops. Creating a bigger tangle in my life, I applied this to a fitness route. Wasn't just like eat better. It was a mess of stress, bad sleep, and boring routines. Mapped it all, fixed the web by linking workouts to podcasts and meal preps with friends, dropped 15 pounds without feeling deprived. So it's about, I guess, the point is here, I guess, that we gotta approach each problem that it's not isolated, and it is like the part of the another puzzles. And instead of focusing, instead of having just a tunnel vision, sometimes it makes sense to zoom out and see the whole map, and we can by tangling different puzzles, which has also had direct or indirect impact, we can change, improve, fine-tuned exact puzzle that we need. So this fitness example really well, because most of the time people think about, especially looking fit, that it's just about, I don't know, going to the gym. But if you just go to the gym, but you will eat a shitty meal, if you will have stress and bad sleep, good luck with having big muscles. That's not gonna happen. And good, in these contexts, looking good, having big muscles, it's a result of the whole puzzle. And yeah, in other words, it is like domino effect. You have to understand what kind of another direct or indirect things impacting to your main goal or problem. So next tip is about flip objectives from negative, like ditching bad stuff, to positive, chasing good vibes, and weigh intrinsic versus extrinsic value to align them right. Ackoff points out most folks focus on axing pains, but true power is in pursuing joys that make pains irrelevant. Unique, objective, nest like Russian dolls, one goal feeds another. Book fable, like in India, family planning flopped cost incentives hit the wrong mark. Folks wanted big families for security, not cash bonuses. Shift to positive objectives like education access and birth rates drop naturally. Real usage. My sister's wedding planning was a nightmare of avoiding disasters. We flipped to create epic memories, focusing on fun elements like custom games, turned chaos into a blast and zero meltdowns. So yeah, it's about this tip was about focusing to the advantages rather than disadvantages, or you can call to the fun side. Next tip is about challenging uncontrollable so-called variables by expanding your system's boundaries. What seems fixed might just need a wider lens. Ackoff, fucking shit, I don't know how to say correctly. Whatever. Ackoff says nothing's truly out of reach. Collaborate or integrate to gain leverage. Non-obvious. Use incentives or partnership to tame wild cards. For example, shipping live fish from China, they kept dying in tanks. For thought water quality was uncontrollable, but aerating by keeping fish active via predator fish fixed it without a tech overhauls. I did this with a remote team, time zone hell, so-called uncontrollable schedules, expanded boundaries by hiring in overlapping zones and async tools. Meetings halved, productivity soared. So the next tip is about dig for real causality, not fake correlations, using experiments to test links before acting. Ackoff slams jumping on patterns that ain't connected, like assuming A causes B, cause they happen together. There's another famous saying: correlation, not causation. So here's a twist: build causal models that account for hidden interactions. Bookcase. Advertising flops cause firms correlate sales with ads without testing psychology. Turns out beer ads work better on personality types, not demos. In practice, I tested this on my blog traffic dip. I correlated with post links, but causality was crappy headlines. Ran A/B experiments, fixed titles, and views tripled. So again, thinking that something related, that for example you got this problem because of the relation of something else, it could be, it's possible, but you gotta test it in order to be sure. Otherwise, you will think that another thing related to your main problem, and that's going to be very stupid if you keep working on something else which got actually nothing to do with the main problem. So in other words, separate your opinion with the facts. Alright, the next tip is about building circular organizations where every level has a board with both bosses, peers, and underlings for balanced decisions. Ackoff hates rigid hierarchies that kill feedback. This setup democratizes without anarchy. What is unique here? It forces accountability upward and down, preventing blind spots. For example, a firm with siloed departments implemented boards, and suddenly crosstalk fixed supply chain snags. And at my old job, we tried, mini versions of 4 projects, included juniors in reviews, caught a budget flow early that saved thousands. The next tip gonna be about using reference projections to forecast doom scenarios from current trends, then backcast ideas to bridge the gaps. Ackoff's tools for spotting crashes before they hit, extrapolate data, see the cliff, redesign, non-obvious stuff. It's not prediction. It's a wake up for creative pivots. Book urban example. Project Car rose C grid log by 2000 led to ideas like compact cities. I used it for personal finances, projected spending trends to debt pile up, backcasted to ideal savings, added auto invest. Now building wealth instead of like a scraping by. Tip number 9: form interdisciplinary squads to spot blind spots in controllable variables. And what this about? Diverse brains reveal options you miss solo. Ackoff says your background blinds you. Mix fields for breakthroughs. And here's a twist: it's not just diversity, it's clashing views that sparks gold. Fable, gangs trashing parks, hired them as attendants, turned vandals into guardians. Real life example: my marketing campaign stole cause. I, like a tech guy, ignored psych angles. Brought in a psych major friend. Reframed messaging around motivations, conversions up to 25%. So this is actually good advice in general, to not have that kind of tunnel vision when you good just in one major. And ideally it's better to have deep understanding in at least like 3 majors, because which should be completely different. And again, the point is that you can adapt to the new problem situation, because the life itself all like unpredictable. By having more data points, you can understand, solve new problem, and adapt to the new situation much faster, rather if you will have just like understanding, even if it's going to be like a deep understanding just in one field. So in other words, try to diverse your education in different fields. Tip number 10: infuse aesthetics into fixes. Make solutions beautiful and fun to inspire by inner and sustainability. Ackoff used problem solving as art, blending beauty with function for omnipotence vibes. So what is unique here? Beauty ain't fluff, it motivates long-term adherence. For example, redesigning a clunky phone system, not just efficient, but with intuitive interfaces that feel elegant. In my home office revamp, I didn't just organize, added plants and lighting for vibe. Now I actually enjoy walking there, productivity is through the roof. And this last for this podcast tip from this book was about design and fixing, fine tuning design, not in order to, not for the sake of make it beautiful, but it should, especially when you like creating, for example, a website for your customers, you should make it, I guess, as simple as possible. Even like a 5 years old kid will understand what's going on and what kind of like a buttons they should press without complicated 1,000 buttons on one page. So yeah, do not overthink design. The last tip was about that. And alright folks, that's our deep dive into Ackoff's arsenal. This book ain't about quick wins. It's rewiring how you attack life's messes for lasting impact. Grab a copy, try one tip this week, the solution on that nagging issue, maybe. And if you like this, smash the like and subscribe button. And till the next time, keep solving smart. Peace out.